you did do the stabby
Well,
stab. Then we were taken into town, put on the auction block, bought by Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Coinbottom.
Coinbottom. Then he gave us a deal. He gave us a deal after, of course, Puffy White Clouds made the best sales pitch for us that could have been done. Coinbottom told us, all we had to do is clear out a mine that nobody ever comes out of, and then we could be free. So we went in. There was a door that Martin provoked. That had a similar symbol to, what's her name? No, not Neritar. No, that's Castle Neritar is what I'm thinking about. It does start with an N. The Drider.
Oh, the Queen.
Niazrid.
And he did get it to knock, but we decided let's leave the demon door alone. Then we found more old dwarven tomb where the barber was, and who else? We were clearing the mine. Oh yeah, the
Barber and the cook.
Barber and the cook. Went to the temple. Yes, Grignar and Ambork, and Kirlia, and also King Coramonger was buried there. And then we heard a voice that we shouldn't be there, and it was in an area that had collapsed. We went in there, discovered a guy with a mouth for his head, and he was like, "I'll show you out." And we're like, "Doug," because Doug was our kind of a taskmaster. But Doug wasn't going to let us go, and we're like, "Come on, Doug." And then between Martin and Vance, they decided we don't want to be running for our lives. And Vance said, "Stab!" And the guy said, "Really?" And that was where we stopped.
Good times.
I think we actually stopped mid.
Yes, you went stab.
That, yeah.
And you discovered, oh.
Yeah.
And so this may be the funeral of Vance.
Missed on the first one, managed to hit on the second one, and did basically no significant damage, even with the hit.
Who are we missing?
Me. That's me.
You.
Yeah, just gather them up at the breach in the wall there. That's about where everyone was gathered.
This guy for Doug?
Sure, yeah, that'd be perfect. And I don't know if we have a good fit for the Zorn. Such a weird looking thing.
So I was thinking about
guys?
this, and I have a question to consider. Would Sorrel have come along with us?
Oh yeah. Wait. No. Did we not tell what happened to Sorrel?
I don't remember.
I thought Sorrel and Howard were with us.
Yeah.
Did they release him?
Howard is with you because he's a slave, but Sorrel was not sold into slavery because he's a citizen.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Sorrel's not with you and that he's petitioning for your release at this very moment.
They backed us up to the tomb with the wagon and just let us out right there.
I'll just say that when you guys got let out, the one guard grabbed him and chucked him out.
In hindsight, we probably should have asked them to keep Howard with them, as he would be more of a liability than an aid. But
He does have that really
don't
good spell.
think enough about him to.
He's a good author.
And he also has one good spell.
John Ricky,
How is he going to come up with a good last name for me if he's not with us?
What? You can give three of us rocks.
You asked him to come up with a last name for you, right?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be right away. It could be inspired by something that happens along our journey. It's just always been a thing of mine where I don't have a last name because I never knew my parents, and I'm trying to find the right one.
He's going to come up with a really good one. Okay. I'll come up with that later. So yeah, you go and you try to hit the thing. It kind of bounces off, and you stab him, and it just like kind of itty bitty pokes him. Yep. Let me get into the mind of the storm here. Smashes him.
So we did say that was a surprise
Yes.
for this. Now, is everyone but me surprised for that round?
I'll say that everybody was surprised.
That I acted so brashly.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty surprising. So,
I assume this guy isn't in there.
before we roll initiative, just for the sake of role play, I'm gonna have the Zorn say something. So, you stab him, and he looks down at you with this big yellowish glowing eye, kind of like a cat eye. It's got the triangle shape to it. He says, "Ouch." Now, I'm going to assume that you didn't mean to hurt me just then.
I just wanted to know how tough your skin was.
Yes, obviously that is what you were trying to do. Otherwise, there might be repercussions for rash thinking.
Creature, what do you call yourself?
I'm going to slowly back away as he's not seeming to take too much offense to that, and I'm realizing that that's not going to work anyways.
My name is not intelligible by those of your tongue, but you may call me by the name of my people, which is Zorn.
Zorn, for me and my companions, mere escape is not enough. It is not true freedom. We can only achieve our freedom by accomplishing our mission and receiving our writs of slavery.
I see.
Maybe we can give him another place to live. Interested in moving, Zorn?
It points one of its eyes up towards the ceiling and kind of wiggles its clawed arms in a thinking gesture. And then it looks back at you, points its eye right at you, and says,
I may be open to an accommodation. However, it will not be easy. I abhor violence, and so if we can choose a peaceful path, that would be preferable. I would not like to do to you what I did to the other. The way that I would be willing to move is if you provide me something on which to feed.
All right. Well, what do you eat?
The reason why I stay here is the abundance of the gold and silver ore within this mine and within this cavern and tomb. I feed upon treasure, gold, silver, gemstones. If you provide for me sustenance, I would be willing to leave this place.
I have an idea, Zorn. The man who sent us in here to end the disappearance of his slaves and the death of his employees is a very rich man named Coinbottom, a man of much treasure who could feed you very well. Perhaps you would accompany us to meet Mr. Coinbottom. Given your unique talent, and I gesture toward the rocks, because he can pass through the rocks, perhaps you and he can come to an arrangement. If you would help him locate the richest veins of silver and gold in this here mine, I'm sure he would be happy to provide you with many gems and nutritious treasures.
I would not trust such a man who would employ slaves and mercenaries to do his evil bidding.
That's fair. I'm not feeling much trust toward him either.
Great reason.
But perhaps he could provide us, in order to peacefully get you out of this cave, he might be willing to fund your diet for a time.
What is your preferred food as far as treasure goes?
Honestly, I am not picky like some of my siblings. I would be able to subsist on approximately 50 gold every week.
Oh, yeah.
How long would you need to travel to move?
Oh, if you're able to provide the gold, I would just follow you.
Well, I think
How many NPCs can we gather? And now we have an army.
Well, he's kind of expensive.
Yes, but he's also pretty tough.
Yes, very.
So okay, how much can we confer for a
Group
second?
huddle. Group huddle.
Yeah.
How much did
Is Doug
Queen
in
Bottom,
on
was
the
it?
group huddle?
He can be if he would
Okay.
like to be.
He
Yeah.
huddles.
So Doug, remind us how much did Coin Bottom say he was going to pay us?
I thought it was
300
each.
300 each.
Okay, and that includes Howard, right?
Mhm.
He's here with us. He should get paid.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's sitting there drawing a picture of the Zorn right now.
Okay.
For inspiration, he says.
Sure.
How many horrible multi-limbed monsters do you, Howard?
You know, it's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, actually. I write a lot of fantasy and horror. What can I say?
Fantasy?
Do you have a
not
cat
have
by
chance like this?
Do I have a cat?
Yeah.
Let me think about that for a second.
Okay, if you don't have a cat, I'm just checking. Just curious.
Thank you.
Well,
So-
it's I believe we can open up some sort of negotiation.
I mean, yeah, it's expensive, but if we could get Coin Bottom to also agree to pay him to leave, then that would help pay for it for a while. At the very least, with what we have right now, we could cover him for many weeks to come. If it
I'm
came
not
down
a
to
fan.
it, but hopefully,
I'm
Oh,
not
guys.
a fan.
He does have a cat.
Oh,
And he named it.
is it? Did you base him off what the person I think you did? If it's the name I think it is, do not say the name of that cat. That's why, I was curious, because I'm just like, oh, he likes writing horror. 1990, 1910s, 1920s, that puts him at. And I'm just did you look at the cat's name? Yeah, don't say that.
Okay.
So you know,
We're gonna skip over.
H.P. Lovecraft was racist.
We're gonna skip over that part. Yeah.
In this alternate timeline, H.P. Lovecraft was not a raving racist.
Oh boy.
it's his experience with this slavery that set him straight.
All right,
He doesn't
yeah.
have a cat yet. Yeah.
Alternate timeline. Okay.
So
Well, I'm not a fan of supporting
Oh.
this. Yeah.
when you say supporting this, you mean?
Supporting the monster.
Oh, okay.
Eugene, do you mind cracking that one a bit? I turned the heater on and that blows right into you. It's a little hot.
Well,
50 gold a week. How long can we keep that up for?
I don't think that's generally a good idea.
well, so my thought is, it depends on how well we're able to replace the gold, right? If with his help we can earn more, then it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. If it becomes taxing, could we find him another home?
I think
Could
that.
we lure him out of the tunnels, get our writs of freedom, and then leave him?
See, I find angering monsters of this sort, and as our Vance here, who doesn't may have good decision-making skills,
Brutal.
has
Ouch.
noticed, you chose to get branded. on your own.
And we learned an important lesson from it.
Yes, that you have bad decision-making skills. So, that having been said, I think we open up a dialogue between bottomless coin purse and like and Mr. Gorn here.
Yeah, and just see what we can
And
do.
and like I just think that as we pursue hopefully a way home for those who are interested in going home, I think having Gorn here would probably complicate our further desires to return home.
Oh, I see. I was thinking that it could hasten things along, but I see your point. I see your
Hey,
perspective.
Zorn,
Yes,
how good are you at tracking down treasure?
I'm pretty good at it. I have to check my stats though.
Pulls out a book.
Okay, right.
Because if Zorn could just lead us to a new home,
I can pinpoint by scent
then gold would be
precious
up for us.
stones and metals within 60 feet.
Is that through solid rock?
Through rock, stone, dirt, glass, you name it.
Yeah, I think bottomless coin purse will definitely find him
Yeah.
a valuable employee.
Let's. Well, he just said he didn't want to work for
Oh yes,
coin
that's right.
purse. But let's open up a dialogue first, and let's see what we can find out and make a decision based on what Coin Bottom's willing to do.
All right. Okay, Doug. Cool. Okay. All right. I'll just run out and talk to Coinbottom.
Okay. You track through the tomb, through the tunnel, through the mine, jump in the pit.
No. No pit jumping.
Okay, you get to the entrance guard who is sitting there guarding the entrance. He says, "Hey, where are the rest of them?"
Oh, they're all just fine. So, you know that when it kind of comes to disagreements, it's always good to open up a parlay. For example, like on Eberron, there was a huge war. But anyway, moving on. Is Mr. Coinbottom available? Or anyone, or any lawyer, functionary, or somebody with a power of attorney?
He's waiting just over yonder, within the slaves' headquarters, just outside.
I have a map for it, but I'm not going to read it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it seems that the creature that are responsible for the mayhem, murder, and the closing of the mine is all open to dialogue.
Oh.
Okay. Let me go. Just grab. Come with me. Come with me. I'm supposed to keep you from escaping.
Yeah. Well, I definitely see value in having me in the open air. Somebody who's mildly pretty fast. So yeah, that would definitely prevent me from escaping.
He looks confused. He's not the smartest. This one isn't the smartest.
He says, just follow me.
Oh, you done?
And he leads over to the place. You guys step inside and you see Mr. Coinbottom. He's on like this sofa, just laid out like one of the French ladies, just sipping some lemonade, just doing his thing.
Yeah. Mr.
There's a couple of sycophants around him.
Mr. Coinpurse, the creature seems to have taken up residence inside your cave and is currently open to dialogue as to being willing to perhaps move, or may, with some degree of convincing and perhaps some subterfuge, might be open to becoming a valuable employee.
Well, he looks up at you and he says, "Well, first off, it's coin bottom.
Yes.
Just like the bottom of a mine, it is endless, the coins.
Yes.
Now, what you say intrigues me. I'm surprised that you didn't just kill the beast as I have paid you to do.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to just kill it.
Well, I assumed that would be the case. End the danger in the mine.
Well, King Galifar, in kind of the art of war, had put out that every opportunity should be sought out. And so this seemed like a golden opportunity, Mr. Bottomless Coin, that this may be something you might be able to take advantage of.
I will agree to speaking with the beast. However, I'm going to summon more guards just in case. Which he snaps his fingers, and one of his servants runs off to the town. They come back like 20 minutes later.
Oh, well, how are you guys doing with Dorn? Yeah.
Zorn, I'm fascinated by your ability to detect treasure. Can you sniff anything valuable within 60 feet of us now?
He can, but real quick, Emily said she wants to hop on now, so I'm going to try to grab her real quick. Just bear with me.
So is she going to be driving every Wednesday?
Emily?
Yeah.
Well, she's in Arizona right now.
Oh.
Her mom is very ill, and so she's helping out. She'll be back by the 31st. So I think that's, next Wednesday? Supposed to be back next Wednesday. Computer sucks, Cordell.
The 31st is next week.
It's
Friday.
Yeah. She
She
says
that's when
she's...
my tickets for the movie are.
where's your Facebook? Facebook. So I can chat, message her in. Wait, you guys have video chat, don't you?
Yeah.
I feel dumb.
You can X that update. That's just audio.
Let me chat again.
Go up to the top and click FaceTime.
FaceTime. Love how I'm wearing a ghillie suit in the contacts.
If anyone else wants some Starburst jelly beans, they're delicious.
I will take one of those.
Really, the ghillie suit? I didn't notice.
Hello. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I'm gonna point you this way.
No, I don't want everybody to see me.
Oh, okay, fine.
I was just kidding. I don't care.
Oh, well, you can look at my beautiful face. Quick update.
I love you, beautiful.
So they sort of made peace with the Zorn. Puffy White Clouds went and talked with Mr. Coinbottom. He's going to try to convince Coinbottom and the Zorn to come to an accommodation. All right, moving on. Yes, so Mr. Coinbottom arrives with like 10 guards in tow. He doesn't want to go into the mine. He says, "Go fetch the creature."
Oh, okay. Well, assuming nothing happens between when I left to come back. Like, okay. Coin Bottom.
Super awkward.
Coin Bottom, which, contrary to his name, he seems to be under the belief that coin bottom means bottomless coin, but the coin bottom insinuates that there is a bottom to the coin. Anyway, so, Zora, like Gorn here, he wants to talk to you, but he wants you to move up. Personally, he's waiting with a bunch of people there. I'm thinking that would be dangerous for you overall.
Zorn says,
Quick recap. Where am I and what am I doing? Just tell me that.
You're
Where
with
am
the
I?
party, you're with the Zorn.
So the Zorn's like, okay, let's go talk to him.
So I'm assuming you guys all go to the front of the mine. He just kind of glides to the stone like a ghost. So yeah, Mr. Coinbottom, he's like,
Can I just get a quick insight check on Coinbottom before this interaction happens?
sure, what are you trying to know
Because
about?
I have this belief that he brought the guards. He intends to kill the monster and just be done.
Go ahead and roll on it.
I believe that is an 8. Yes, it is definitely
It's a
an 8.
fancy 8.
Yes, it's a slightly fancy 8. But insight would put it at a 12.
Okay. You don't sense hostility from this man. You don't get killer vibes.
Oh, okay, so he may be open.
Well, you definitely feel rich people vibes.
He does suffer from an extreme case of affluenza.
Yes. And he speaks out. He says, "What is this monstrosity before me?" Pointing at his arm.
Just to clarify, he's quite
Just
intelligent
an illithid.
and actually very friendly, even to someone who may have taken a swing at him.
What happened to my slaves? The taskmasters I sent into this mine.
Well, I think that it's to be understood that anyone else before us that went in was dispatched in one way or another. I think that's just water under the bridge. No need getting that. But Mr. Dorn here does have a rather sense of treasure, Mr. Bottomless Coin.
It is true. I can sense gold and silver and gems up to 60 feet away through solid stone.
At this point, Mr. Coinbottom's eyes light up. So he's alive like he's never been before. He says, "Is that true? Can you demonstrate this for me?" Go back into the mine, like 100 feet. I will call for you in a moment. And he goes to one of the servants. He says, he just pulls that coin out of his paunch. Says, "Hey, hide this somewhere." And so the servant runs off and he puts it like underneath a bucket.
Since the Zorn stepped away, I'm going to take a moment to express to Coinbottom that to be aware that the Zorn has expressed a degree of mistrust to someone in his position. Just so that he knows kind of what kind of negotiation he's dealing with.
Yes, well, mistrust goes both ways when it comes to matters of disappearing property. However, if there's anything that I can trust, it can be a financial accommodation. And so he says, "Yes, send for this creature. I would desire to see its treasure hunting abilities."
Yeah, I would say call him by his name. Thorn, I believe it is. Zorn, that's what it is.
Zorn. What an interesting name for an interesting creature.
So yeah, the Zorn comes back following one of the servants, and then it like goes underneath the ground and it just pops up, bucket on its mouth head, and it eats the coin.
Delicious.
He ate
Well-
the coin.
Yeah, it eats treasure.
Well, this is wonderful, wonderful. If this is the case, then all trespasses and destruction of property will be forgiven. Those slaves were cheap, anyways. However, this is quite the treasure. I will make good use of you.
But Mr. Coinbottom, I must interject. Zorn here is quite a unique individual with a powerful talent. Indeed, he probably increase the production and wealth of your mine tenfold. However, his work is not free. He does require sustenance in the amount of about 50 gold pieces per week. In addition to that, he has an aversion to slavery. So if you were to employ anyone else in this mine, it would have to be employed and not servants and slaves.
Well, the overhead costs of this, it definitely puts a damper on my spirit. You can see him just like doing some calculations in his head.
But if you do make these changes, he would be able to increase production tenfold. 20-fold.
Thinks about it.
100-fold.
Eventually, greed wins out. He to his manservant and says, "Write up a contract with this creature. We will hire servants." He sounds disgusted when he says this. And we will provide wages to the creature. So long as he produces, then we can have an accommodation. And so the manservant writes out a quick contract.
Quick note for the future form. If you ever hear of the Daughters of Sorakel, seek them out. They're establishing a beautiful new country. I'm sure you would be very, very much appreciated.
Keep it out of game knowledge. The Daughters of Zorakel, where are they located?
Joram in everyone.
And where is that again? That's the monster realm?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't know about that.
I know, nobody would know.
In
haven't
game,
caught on.
Vance is going to interject, tactfully and into the conversation at some point in all this, and clarify that the Zorn has agreed to even come and negotiate as part of seeking our own freedom as well, and that as the facilitators of this contract, we want to make sure that we are getting our agreed freedom and payment.
Yes. Per our agreement, I will give you the 300 gold and set you free. I may be unscrupulous in my money-making schemes. However, I am a man of honor and will agree to my contracts. If not, then I would not be a successful businessman if nobody could trust me.
Okay, here. I don't know how to
That's
fix
good,
it.
because that would probably be significant to whether or not the Zorn agrees.
Yes, of course. So they write out the contract with the Zorn. The Zorn, like, I don't even know if it has like fingers, but it's gonna like scratch its initials in the paper, and then he snaps. Coinbob snaps his fingers again, and you guys are all presented with writs of freedom and citizenship. You guys are all now citizens of Anvillion, or considered so. More like immigrants, but sure.
Green cards.
Yeah, you guys all have green cards.
So you get it from.
Yeah.
And mine tucks inside my shirt. It is not going nowhere.
So you received the 300 gold?
Plus whatever we
Yes.
found in the caves, right? Of the death, the ore.
We didn't tell Coinbottom about that.
No.
No.
Sorry about what?
Though I am trying to walk out with one of the magic torches if I can.
Oh yeah. There's like a ton of like dwarvish like artifacts in there. If you guys want to go back.
I mean, if Bottom's not going to stop us.
Are you just to make sure? Are you sure that all of the danger in this mine is taken care of? Yes. Do you want to double check?
There were a couple of
Yeah,
doors
let's
that
go
had
and
some
check.
interesting writing on them.
Because if the mine is not safe as you've declared, it would be wrong of me not to put some sort of a bounty on your heads.
Okay, well then I guess we'll have to check.
Yeah, we're going to go back. We've taken care of. Well, actually, we should talk to the Zorn and see what he knows about the rest of the layout of the mine, and if he's willing to help us scout it out. If he's going to work for you, can he help us? Is he
Maybe
willing to
he's
help
just
us?
got recently fed and therefore he needs a
That's up to him.
dumped 100 gold into him. Alright, you're good.
Well, you see so up and about. He says, yes, there is a couple of curses down there.
Not too dangerous if you know how to avoid them. I could just show you if you would like.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
that makes sense.
Alright, so back into the mine, through the tunnel, down into the pit.
Really?
Or, excuse me, through the tunnel.
Go down the pit.
Boy. Yeah, so you guys make it back. I'm gonna put you guys right here at the beginning.
Oh yeah, in this room.
Yep.
This was where the cook and the barber were?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, on either side, do not
Yeah.
disturb them on the river.
Oh, those curses.
Yes.
Which way do you want to see first?
Which way? You said there's a way to avoid the curses that are on the doors.
Well, that's because the doors are not cursed.
He just opens the one on the right. So, in this room,
Because he can go under. Yeah, just go through the wall, obviously.
there is about 3 feet of just hair on the ground. It's
You?
everywhere. The whole place is just covered in hair.
Does it look like it's loose hair or like?
Yeah, it
long
looks like
strands?
somebody had a haircut in here, and then like 1,000 people had a haircut in here. But it's all the same color. It's like a dullish red color. Yeah, so if you continue to look around, you'll see that there is a dais, and upon which lays the body of what appears to be a dwarf. Oddly enough, too, there is a pair of floating scissors, just kind of like floating across the room.
It's gonna attack us.
I'm gonna hold my
It'll
own
give you a
on my
haircut.
head.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, to be honest, Martin, a haircut might do you good. To be honest.
Hey Zorn, you don't appear to have any hair on your body. I'm just looking at this scene and guessing that those scissors will attack anyone with hair. Have you tried to remove those scissors from this room before?
As far as I'm aware, the scissors will not attack anyone. The only danger within this room is a magical item, which is within that dwarf's possession.
Let's see what it is.
Well, give me 10 more minutes. Give me 10 minutes. Gonna get Jeeves.
It possesses a potion that, if touched, will curse you. As far as I can tell, it is not a major curse, but a minor one.
Now, if you give me 10 minutes, I'll see if Jeeves can't solve this problem.
Well, I don't want to
Jesus
curse.
cursed.
Well,
Do you know what the potion does?
yeah.
There is an inscription upon the potion.
So if you guys want to go look at it,
Mage hand?
Eric, do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll read the inscription.
okay, let's see.
Floating hand is just holding it in front of you.
I'm like,
Huh?
not steady.
What? Okay, you can grab one, baby. Let's see. What does this potion do? Ah, the potion is written in ancient Dwarvish, so only he can read it. However, yeah, it essentially boils down to it will give you +1 permanent strength. However, it comes with a instantaneous beard that grows quite quickly and never stops growing. As you can see, and judging from the inscription, you believe that this dwarf has taken this potion, and that is why the spectral scissors is hovering there, as it's been cutting off his beard hair for the past, 8,000 years.
Oh, so even though he's dead, it's still growing.
It's still growing.
Oh, wow. So is it from touching the bottle, or you have to drink the potion?
The curse is on the bottle itself, so if you just touch it.
Interesting. So what does the potion do? Does it say?
A permanent increase.
Oh, so the potion permanently increases. The bottle is the curse. So could I mage hand pour it into someone's mouth?
You could try.
Well, the curse.
I mean, I don't
Well,
really
I would think that the one who would choose to brand themselves might be susceptible to that kind of influence.
Oh, I'm willing to take it. I'm trying not to be completely selfish all the time.
Oh well, I personally don't feel the need to be stronger, but I definitely would find it incredibly entertaining to see you try.
Well, also, I'm just thinking like curses can be removed.
Sometimes.
I guess would that also if the strength increase is part of the curse, then removing the curse might remove the strength. And that's
Sometimes, but also removing curses can be quite expensive.
True.
Depending on the curse, of course.
How
Did
like,
you know
Can
that?
we? Are we? Is it like when you say it's growing fast? Are we able to observe how fast this hair is growing?
So you're kind of just like staring at the dwarf over like 10 minutes, and you can see it's got like just really slow growth on it. Based on the growth, you'd say it'd be a full beard within 1 day.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Full being like bushy, not like.
Just like a good dwarf beard, right? Like right here.
I could handle that. Anyone else before I? Dwarves are known for their beards. Arahan, do you want it?
Did you take notes?
I wouldn't mind. Maybe we can try and avoid the curse by pouring it. But if it still curses me, I guess I can just trim
Have
the
a
beard.
manly dwarven beard.
All right.
All right.
So are you gonna try to mage hand that?
Yeah, mage hand.
All right. So he kind of carefully lifts the bottle up. Emily, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I've been like talking this whole time,
Can I
and
bring
like.
scissors with me?
Mike, I'm not gonna say no to a manly beard.
Huh, that's weird.
Strength increase, but strength is really not so.
I've been talking this whole time.
Say what you said again.
Hey, I said, can you imagine the world's most amazing being that has ever lived having a beard?
And a lithid with a beard.
Each tentacle has its own mini beard.
Who do I need to kill to cure this?
I think that's like the most abominable thing I've ever heard of. If you want to make a move for it, you can. Like it's floating in the air.
It's like
I want to do it.
every
I will,
brain
I
you
will.
get is like strained.
But I will grab it with one of my tentacles.
Okay, so you're kind of being careful with it. You're moving it this way. She's gonna make a dash for it. Is anyone gonna try to interrupt her?
No, I will just be taking
Don't
copious notes.
touch me.
Wait, so as
I will
it's
your brain.
we've already got it, right?
Yeah. So you've mage handed it,
And
and
she's
you're
tried
moving
it, and we see her going for it.
Yeah.
So I want to stop it.
This is how I'm gonna do it. You guys make a contested strength check against each other. Emily, do you have your stats?
Yeah, but I can't roll.
I can roll for you. What's
I need
your
to
strength?
Check something about.
Strength modifier,
Yeah.
-1.
Roll for it.
You roll for it.
You need to check something about nature.
Just my regular strength modifier?
Yeah, just a strength modifier.
10.
What was my score?
You guys actually tied. So what I'm gonna say is happening is, sorry. After he looks up his thing with the spell,
I'm
it's
a
gonna
supreme
affect it.
being, and I have
It won't
tentacles.
affect
Okay.
the outcome of their
I
thing.
overpower anybody that ties
I'm
me.
just going to, if it doesn't cause the mage hand to disappear, I'm going to cast sleep on her. That area.
Oh, I see.
I don't think of mage hand as.
I don't think it's.
No,
really
it's not. It's not concentration. Yeah.
Well, just to make everyone happy too. So, because it was a tie, you guys are wrestling, and one of your errant tentacles goes up and slaps the bottle, which, having been laying here for 8,000 years, it just shatters. You guys both get the benefit. You both get the curse. You've created an abomination, Emily.
We could have let you touch the bottle.
Give her the curse. Oh boy.
beardly creature of you all. I am now amazing Earth that I'm
Alright.
Elfin with a beard.
This is gonna. This
Is the
going
beard
to-
under the tentacle?
I guess this is more helping to distinguish this as an individual rather than a collective hive member.
Alright, this garners a Google search. Mind flare with beard.
See if any artist has decided to.
Plug it into like one of those AI
Cody.
Huh?
generators.
Did I just create a new thing?
I think so because I'm not seeing anything online. So I
Then
don't
we
think.
should commission a drawing so that everyone knows that it's the same.
Yeah, so we'll have to commission some art for it. But yes, it's gonna be horrific.
So
Anywho.
can I take the scissors?
Oh yeah, the scissors. Yeah, you're just gonna grab them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
I'm annoyed with Vexla right now. I'm going to try and use sleight of hand and take something from her.
Okay.
Also returning the favor that she has visited upon me.
Sure. He's gonna try to slip something from you, Emily. Do you have anything of value or interesting?
Scissors or shadows?
Pretty sure that's what
Hold on, I'm looking. Do you have my paper stats? Because my paper stats has everything on it. I don't think I have.
There's paper over there underneath the dice tray. You might have it.
Yeah, I don't have anything on here.
Can I call them magic scissors?
Yes, magic scissors.
Your own personal barber.
That's pretty much what they do.
Pretty awesome. Today I would like this style. You can grow a full beard every day. You can change the style every day.
You never get trapped at the bottom of a pit. You can grow out.
Braid your hair.
Sea turtles. You don't have anything. I'll say that you get a. I'll say that you find a.
No, you can't just
A
give
can
me
opener.
something because he wants
But as
to
you
steal
examine it
something.
more, you see it's not really a can opener, but more of a surgical saw.
Cranial extractor.
Yes.
Don't I get to, like, deny
What?
that or something with that? Doesn't he have to...
Oh
with
yeah.
my cat?
Did you roll a 19? Yeah. No, he would have gotten it.
Yeah,
You had no idea.
damn.
So yeah, your cranial exerciser is missing.
Oh no, I wouldn't actually take it. I would see it and I
He
would-
puts it back. All right.
Maybe
The equivalent of the mind flare fork.
see it, prestidigitation, and put it back. It's now very
I
clean.
put something through my pockets and I'm like, oh, I was looking for that.
She licks it every time, so it's not that dirty. Nice and clean. Okay. I'm gonna say you guys go left this time. That is the door that has the. Yes, the cook. First of the doors. What is his name?
When we were in this chamber, is it like the map shows? Or is that just...
Yes, it's like the map shows.
Is there anything over in this way? that the stairs
You
go down?
can go that way.
I imagine we would want to do so before.
It leads essentially through some catacombs. There is a dwarf body here and a dwarf body here, but they don't have like fancy like tombs.
Okay.
If you want to, search through them, I'll say that you can get like 5 gold from each of them.
Like five, well, not for 5 gold each.
Yeah, 5. No, 5 gold total. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's
10 gold because there's 2 dwarven bodies.
Okay, so Ken, how many of us are there? For practical purposes, are we actually... No, Howard said, wait, he isn't. Right, her account, yeah.
I'll take 2. Actually, I'll take 5. Everyone else can have 1.
I didn't write the name of the cook. I came up with it
No, but you
last time.
did. I know you did. Hold on, let me look it up.
So if you added 2, that leaves 6 left. I'm taking 2.
Say a minute, we were
That's
purchased,
fair.
we went on a quest, we went to clear the mine.
Dances, sort of a
in
team
the
player, sort of
temple,
happy.
here lies King Cormonger, here lies Grignar and Ambork. Ambork is the Herald of Kings.
Cool.
I don't know if that's just what I wrote down when you said it. Ambork, I don't know.
We'll go for 2 gold from the next.
Okay. So yes, you open up you guys go back. You open up the room to the left. And it's like, here lies the first of the door. First maid of Moradin, Amber, the cook, the Curse of Yenna. So you guys go in. Kind of same thing. There's a dwarf laying there, but in his hands he's holding a plate, a large white plate.
Does this one have an inscription?
It does not.
Large white plate. Do we get magic-y vibes from this?
Yes. The Zorn says,
That item is also similarly cursed and blessed. I don't know what it does.
Puffy White Clouds, do you have any means of ascertaining the purpose of the plate?
Yes, I do. But I would have to touch it.
Well, we all know how willing you are to take risks.
It's not about taking risks. It's about knowing how to properly handle magical items.
Sure.
You don't go touching magic items that you don't know what they do. It's very
You need to touch it to know what it does.
Yes.
the ultimate conundrum.
What do you do without touching it?
I could probably throw something on it. I could spit on it. I could probably throw a towel over it. I could hit it with a stick.
Ooh.
It is definitely magical.
And I get to know what scroll. Is it divination? Is it conjuration? Necromancy? Is it
I'm gonna go with curse and healing. Sort of.
It's basically a shield.
No.
No, not even like. Okay.
It's just a dinner plate.
Oh, a dinner plate. I was thinking like a big old plate of.
No, it's like a normal sized like dish.
It spontaneously creates food.
Does it have a brain on
Hey,
it?
Derek, do you want to touch it?
But you
Guys, let's be honest. I walk up and grab.
Okay, runs up and grabs it. You don't really notice anything right off the bat.
It didn't
Are
do
you
anything.
hungry? Are you hungry?
Am I hungry? More than normal?
No.
No.
Unless you're really hungry.
Nothing happened. Here, try it. Try your thing. Nothing happened.
Okay.
I say if you don't believe me, you can see if I'm lying, but I'm not.
All right, give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Tap.
Yeah, you poke the plate, and you get the sense that anything that you were to cook up and put upon this dish, if it were poisoned, it becomes no longer poisoned. So it is a dish of. Essentially, the original purpose was to give it to kings, and they would eat upon it, and they would not die. However, the curse that is upon the plate, you get the remnants of it, even though it's no longer on the plate. The curse is essentially that everything you eat, it tastes like the last thing that you ate.
I'm gonna try and sell this criminal.
So yes, what is the last thing you ate? Would it be carrot?
No, it's been a while since
Yeah,
that.
it has been a while.
Probably the rations because we're in the cart for a little.
Jerky.
Yeah, so the next thing you eat, regardless of what it is, it's going to taste like jerky.
Unless when I touch it,
I
because
actually
I'm touching
think-
Yeah, you're cursed.
it. Is that a permanent thing? Or
Yeah, until you get remove curse.
well, here's the funny thing: is Vance always uses prestidigitation to make his food taste really good.
It's gonna be really good jerky.
Well, now think of it this way. If you are forced to eat something disgusting,
Worked in the cart.
if you're forced to eat something absolutely disgusting, it will taste amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the thing after that will taste absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So just keep
Unless the thing he ate before was amazing.
Exactly.
So is it
Just make sure
Vance that's
everything's
cursed,
delicious.
or,
Permanent. Well, yeah. You touched it. Does it affect him too?
or is it?
No, it's just you.
It's only 10 cursed.
Sorry.
So it only affects him and the person gifted and himself, but not me.
You could, if you wanted to, but it's up to you guys.
All right, anyone want
It's
to?
really useful.
Well, yeah. I took the curse.
Yes, you should have it.
You have
I
a dinner
agree,
plate.
I'm telling you, coin bottom is gonna.
I called it the unpoisoned plate.
What's in this side passage?
Yes, so you scroll along this way, and there is actually 4 little catacombs. I'll say that you get 5 gold from each of them. If you guys want to desecrate the bodies.
If we did this fairly, we said there's 6 of us to split it up between. Now that's 30 gold that we found. 5 each. 5 each. So I already got 2, so I'll 3.
Oh, let's go to the main chamber.
Well, I will say that there is one more chamber over here that is also inscribed, similarly to the other doors. Come on, check that out first.
Oh, yes.
This one says,
Well, how about coin bottom now?
You should let it grow for a few days, and then just trim bottoms so we have a supply if we need it.
Double on itself.
Grow it and move into higher one.
You will assess
okay. This one, just like all the others, says, here lies Elvic Hammerfall, first maid of Moradin, ancient of the dwarves. He, let's see, master musician. Enter and disturb, and you will be cursed.
Well, being that the curses have generally been mild.
Zorn, do you know if the curse is still here in this one?
But it again, it's on the item within.
All right, let's go on in.
Musician. I'm very interested. I'll be cautious, but let's go check this out.
You open it up, and there, similar to the others, is a dwarf laying there. His clothes are a little bit more fancier. You can tell there are some cool colors mixed in with the armor. But he's holding an axe that is in pristine condition. However, the axe also has strings like a guitar. That's the coolest looking instrument you've ever seen.
Are you interested in this?
I mean, it's cool, but I don't know that I would use an axe. I would use the string instrument part of it.
Oh, so you aren't interested in this?
I mean, I am like 4 foot something, very thinly. I'm not really built for axe swinging.
Okay. Well, I think, judging on past experience, the curse of the barber was extreme growth. The curse of the cook is flavor.
Yep.
Being that I am not musically inclined, I don't think I would notice any harm towards my musical talents.
That's a good point. And
So-
that's also a really good point as to why I will not touch it.
Yes. Which is just more reason for me to touch it. So I will give me 10 minutes. Cash identify. Bing.
Okay, so you touch it. You're not instantly cursed.
Oh.
The item in question, you can tell that it is a master work and that's why it's partially survived. It's also magical, but you get the sense that playing this instrument will, and again, the first time you play the instrument, it will cause a curse, which will give you permanent disadvantage on perception. However,
Perception?
it will give you a permanent advantage on performances using this instrument.
I
Alright.
don't know if that one's worth it.
I've got my harmonica. We could probably sell it.
Don't tell them about the curse.
He just doesn't say. No.
You get the
Zorn was
sense
mistaken, no curse on this
that
one.
this is a very loud electric guitar, and playing it will probably blow out your eardrums, causing you to not be as perceptive.
Some people would
But
lie.
it's gonna be sweet.
You know, there are some court musicians who really don't need to be perceptive.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can sell that.
Okay, I will take the magic axe.
Alrighty. You don't play it, do you?
No.
Okay.
Very carefully avoids the strings.
Alright, let's check the main chamber.
Is there anything else behind in this?
Yeah, so this chamber actually is kind of broken in, so you can just go into the main chamber from here.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna take the lid of the sarcophagus and just.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, the sarcophagus cracks and crashes to the floor. Within is a very, very fancy, regal-looking armored dwarf, dead, long dead, 8,000 years. But actually, more than 8,000 years. I'm gonna say it's like.
The skeleton at the crater was the king of the dwarves that wore the armor, right?
Yes.
That he died and his armor was stolen.
I'm gonna say like 10,000 years.
Yeah, parts of the armor were stolen. For whatever reason, the undergirding pieces were still there.
So this is not the same guy.
But the inscription does read that this is King Corimunger, first mate of Moradin.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but we've already pretty much desecrated everything in this place. What kind of armor is this compared to what Erahim already has?
You know, it's actually not magical armor, but it is very it's very nice. So like, if you were to take it and sell it, you could get some good value out of it.
Yeah, that
Is
that
it
too.
in like good condition where I could wear it?
It is still in good condition. It's not magical, but however, it's been well preserved within this tomb. It's been air sealed and it's.
What style of armor is it?
Plate, half plate.
I'm gonna go with
scale,
full plate.
Chain.
Full plate.
Oh yeah, take that.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Are you proficient? Can you use full plate?
Yes, he's a cleric, right? Or paladin.
But
And
I
know
will
that-
also say before you guys strip and desecrate the king, that he is holding a compass in his hands.
Oh.
And
Okay.
presumably cursed and possibly beneficial. Magical?
I think again, I am not good at finding things.
Wait,
so therefore,
maybe Zorn knows something. Zorn, do you know anything about this compass?
I have to read.
Finding. You're interested in the compass.
well, I'm saying
This
that-
one actually isn't cursed.
Oh, okay. Well, then give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Ding.
Yeah, so you see that the compass is a magical compass. It guides you to a certain thing, which, if you actually turn the compass over, you can actually read. It says, "For those who seek God of the Dwarves, Moradin, heed to this compass." And if you hold it, it actually points northeast.
Meh. I'm not handed to Erahim.
Wait, so it does what?
Directs to Mordin, the god of the dwarves.
Hey, didn't we need to find him? That's awfully
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
This armor is too small for me.
Yeah, you're gonna try to put it on.
Is there a
dwarven
particular item I can
Look up plate armor.
So
By the
there's
time we are
different
done with
ones.
you are gonna be like built to be the king of dwarves.
There's just plate,
what
heavy
is
armor.
manly
Yeah, that's
beard.
There's
Like
spells we
kingly
can use to
armor.
make you smaller.
Yeah.
Or there's armor of gleaming.
No,
I can't believe you
it's
passed
just
up
plate.
the magical, like self-cleaning warhammer earlier, and that figured that out.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, you picked up one of those, huh?
Yeah.
Technically, I have a magical staff, and so do you.
That's true.
I would have used it on the Zorn if it came to it, but it didn't come to that.
Thank goodness.
I want plate armor.
Since you guys are out of that
probably
encounter, I
out.
feel it's safe to say the Zorn actually isn't that strong. It just has like a ton of really cool abilities.
Isn't it resistant to damage?
Physical attacks, yeah.
Then we wouldn't have been able to do much to it.
Yeah.
I could have made it run away and come right back.
That has its uses.
We could have made it blind for a while, maybe. If it failed at saving throw.
The Zorn's like
That is all that is cursed within
Yeah,
this,
that's what I figured.
this ancient tomb.
I take my makeshift glaive and I clack it on the ground and say, I declare this mine safe for reopening.
What about the other tunnel we saw
the
behind
sword
the Zorn?
/ dagger kind of just falls off.
So saying I've got
We'll get
this
you a new one.
I will go buy a new one with my earnings.
Yes.
So I think it's saying I'm not proficient with the armor.
What? You should be proficient.
Time to become proficient.
Are you Claire? Are you
I
Claire?
think
Yeah.
only life clerics are proficient with heavy armor.
Oh, really?
You are a light cleric.
Bunch.
I don't know the mechanics. I'm only been DMing for
I'm pretty sure that's the
years.
You don't have every minor rule memorized.
Dude, I don't know how this guy does it. He's got like so many rules memorized and all the classes and stuff.
I'm even
Yeah.
just barely learning about some of the classes by I'm building fake characters just to study the different.
Yeah, I haven't even done that. Like, ask me how a druid works, and I'll be like, oh, they turn into animals. Yeah.
Right?
Well, what makes you think you're not proficient in it?
Oh, it's just
The app.
Yeah.
Force the proficiency.
I think it's only certain clerics who have.
No, you're proficient.
Proficient with heavy
Yes.
armor.
I'll check his proficiencies. Oh yeah, it says he's not proficient. Yeah, light armor, medium armor, shields.
Well, that's because he has flares. I would like to speak to Queenbottom.
Well, when you equip it, it's still.
I'm actually not telling Coinbottom about
Oh
that.
yeah,
I'll sell it to some other person. I don't want him
disadvantage
to
on
think he
strength
owns
and
it.
stuff.
Just hide it under your
Good
shirt.
idea.
Yeah.
And the axe and the compass.
The axe would be hard to hide.
Plate armor, like
I mean,
you can easily
Actually, didn't he
get
tell
around,
us that we
like,
could keep
300
what we
gold for
found?
it.
I can't remember. Or would he have not said that?
He never went over that in the contract. However, excuse me. If you guys, carry out a few things, I don't think he's gonna mind too
I'll
much.
put it on my back because I am decked out with weapons.
Yeah, there you go.
I already have one battle axe. The second one's gonna go without too much notice. I would like to talk to Queenbottom though.
Okay.
We've already been paid, received our writs of freedom and
Yeah.
our citizenship, and
Yeah.
it's been recorded in the records.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Queenbottom. I'm gonna walk up to him and straighten the creases on his sleeves and his shoulders. As you come to new arrangements with the employment of your miners, it would seem that you no longer have a need for slaves or slavers. I'd like to know where to find Gregory.
Ah, yes, the slaver. I paid him, and I do know a little bit about his history. I suspect that he would have run off to pay off the bounty that was on his head as quickly as he could, considering who's after him.
Wouldn't it be great
Who is
if you
after
killed him first?
Got the bounty, right?
You see, he upset some important people, people with pockets almost as deep as mine, and so they hired the Equal Contractors League. You see.
Yeah, I've heard their name. Who are they?
Ah, yes, they are a league of assassins, although they don't quite prefer that term. Yes, very, very powerful organization. I probably would have fell to them years ago, except for they are very strict in their rules, and if you pay them well enough, they will leave you alone.
So So you pay them to take contracts.
If we eat their brains, they will also leave us alone.
So you can pay to hire them for a contract to kill someone.
Oh, we didn't.
But if the target has enough money, they can pay to have the contract revoked.
That's exactly right, sir. And they tell you the name of who put a contract on you in the first place. For counteroffers. Very good business. I admire their business acumen, honestly.
And if the target can't pay the counteroffer?
Oh, then they are murdered.
So only the rich can send assassins.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. Or the strong will survive the attacks. That doesn't happen very often.
Interesting. Well, thank you for that information. Do you know where Gregor would have gone to pay off his head?
Yes, you can find representatives of the League in most major cities. They tend to be in the shadows wearing dark clothing. If you even just, start spreading the rumors that you're looking for them, oftentimes they will find you.
No, I'm not looking for them. I'm looking for Gregor.
You're looking for Gregor. Yes. He's probably within the city proper, looking for the very same people that I mentioned.
Thank you. Coinbottom, I hope your wealth grows and grows.
Thank you, sir. It will.
Okay.
Should we ever find ourselves back this way, should we reach out to you and see if you ever have need of our services again?
Oh, sure. I'm always open to keeping contacts with people who are good at what they do. Always a good business decision, that is.
Okay.
Be kind to the Zorn.
Yes, of course. His eyes kind of glaze over as he thinks of the gold.
Let's head back to Wolfenheim, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this worked out quite well.
I'm gonna say that by this time it's starting to get dark. So you guys leave and start heading back to the city. But before you reach the city, the sun sets, and a ginormous blue dome forms from a point above the city and encases the entire city.
Meaning we are outside of this dome?
Yeah, you're outside of it.
So Coinbottom would not have headed back to the city before?
No, he's hanging out in the mine.
Oh, he's got like a... Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
That's interesting.
And not good for us.
Well, at least no one can take us as slaves.
That's true. Our names are on the books. And I don't see those weird magic storms anywhere. I don't see any of those magic storms anywhere, do I?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
I will say that you guys do, if you're kind of looking around, there are some ancient ruins that are, a couple miles away off the beaten trail.
How far is the mine from the city?
It's a good little ways. I'd say it's like a quarter of a day's walk.
Okay, so it wasn't necessarily like, we didn't realize that we weren't going to get back.
Yeah, because the mine is like to the northeast, set at the base of the mountain, and then the city is like a little ways away beyond that. But yeah, I'll say that there's a couple of ancient ruins off to the north. If you want to go check that out, if you want to go straight to the city, you can.
But we can't get in through the dome.
Well, we can find out.
Is there a gate that we can go to?
If you guys want to go check it out, you can.
I've had my fill of ruins. I have things to purchase.
I would like to spend the night in the tavern.
Okay. So
Find a good crowd of people.
you go to the city, and yeah, there is this essentially like a blue.
Cody,
Yes.
I gotta go. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm just gonna step away.
Oh, okay. Message me when you're ready.
Okay, well, you
I'll
guys
turn on my
have a
camera.
gate quest. I'm gonna
Yeah. So you get to the city, and you try to touch the thing, and it is a immovable object. You cannot pass through.
Alright, so there's not like a way to go up to a gate that's like, it's out.
You circle a ways, you see the main city gate, and it's encased in this blue dome.
I guess we're camping out.
Yeah, I'd just like to camp, not right on the main road, but off to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how does one get into Wolfenheim then?
Well,
I assume it
I
lives
think
in the
Well,
mine.
it's nighttime.
it showed up when the sun set.
Oh, okay. So it's just like
So
you
in
can't
the
leave or go out.
In the morning, we should be able to
So are we inside or outside?
outside.
Outside.
Cool.
Should be able to enter.
I Say we make camp and celebrate our freedom.
Alright. So, yeah, you guys go camping. You, sleep and do all that fun stuff. I will say that, well, before I declare anything, are you guys going to do anything special while camping?
We're going to summon Jeeves. They'll set up camp.
Okay.
Yep. Set up shelter.
Not a great shelter.
There's not a lot of trees where you are currently. It's more like grassy plain. So, setting up a shelter is kind of...
More just been able to camp down the grass.
There is at least one wall we could use.
Yeah. However, if you try to affix anything to it, nothing happens. It just slides off. I'll say it has the consistency of like glass.
Well, I'll just sit by the fire then.
Shall we take watches then?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You don't want to wake up.
Vexler, your first watch.
Oh, she dipped out.
I'll take first watch.
Okay. You and her cardboard cutout.
Okay. Alright, you guys start to bed down. When all of the sudden, a peal of thunder.
Oh no.
Magic ring!
And then another peal of thunder. And then a third peal.
Let's see.
It almost sounds distant, but closer at the same time. And then a door appears before you.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, does it look like it's actually coming from like a storm?
This is clear skies. You see the stars.
Okay.
And the moon. Singular. There's only one moon here. Dang it. Yeah, there is a giant door now standing before you. Just popped out of nowhere.
Is it closed?
It is. It is like 15 feet wide, like 10 feet tall.
So it's wider than it is tall?
Yeah, it's double doors essentially. So it's like hinge, and it opens on this way.
7.5 feet.
Yeah.
Each door.
Big old doors. They appear to be made out of like steel.
Is Sorrel with us?
No, he's still in the city.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out how to find him. We need to figure out how to find people in the city.
Well, I'm actually pretty good at finding people.
Did you do that?
No.
I'm
Well,
actually
like a tavern.
pretty good
I mean,
at
I
finding
can talk to
people.
people, but like...
What?
I'm actually pretty good at finding people.
Good. We can use that to find Sorrel and Gregory.
The thunder wakes everyone, but you are obviously the one who's on watch and aware and situational.
Well, there's a door.
I will say that the door does have ornamentation in that there are two faces, as if like the back of the head were conjoined. One face on each door. The one facing left is an angry, snarling, almost at like mid-yell, while the face on the right is like a solemn, stoic stare, looking in opposite directions. Almost sad, yeah.
Could it be? I'm gonna walk up to the doors and I'm going to open them.
I need to load up the next adventure. Hold on a second, guys.
The joke of the campaign is we will never actually reach.
You're teleported away.
To a completely different world.
No, you guys are just gonna go town to town at this point, so no worries. You guys are gonna get your.
No, I'm just. It's.
Alrighty.
So I heard there was some thunder. Anything else?
Now there's a door. A door
You know, it
appeared
comes
out of
after the
nowhere,
thunder.
and it had an angry face and a solemn sad face. One on each door.
And Martin seemed to recognize something about it and went and opened it.
And then what?
Well, all of us are kind of still waking up. Well, that's as far as we've gotten.
Okay.
And Martin gets sucked in, and you never see him again.
I'll say that before you is a completely alien world. You look up at the sky within, and you see that it is vaporous mist, a dark vaporous mist instead of sun or stars or moon or it's just kind of a glowing mist. The plane that you're walking upon seems to be that of burnished brass. You see off in the distance there is a building, should you walk to it. But it's pretty far away, you don't have all the details.
Is let me know when Class wakes up. Not Class, this is Puffy White Class. I had a different type.
It's like,
Well, there was thunder, so everyone would have woken up with the thunder.
Oh, okay. Is the mist at all familiar?
Have you ever been to the mechanical plane?
No.
Then no.
Okay. Just when it comes to mist, there might be something familiar. It's like the one thing in his backstory.
We'll get there eventually.
Or not.
Or not. Let's see.
Well, as far as magical random doors, you usually close those doors.
You do, standing upon the brass plane, you do feel an odd sense of motion. It's faint, but you feel like something is moving beneath you.
Did he go in?
I did.
Oh. Martin, that's not a good idea.
From our perspective, is he still right there inside the door, or is he?
Yeah, you can see him.
Martin, rope. How long's your beard now?
So as you guys are watching him, between him and the door, like descending from like the ceiling, you see like I have a description for it. Let's see here.
Can I make a religion check on the faces on the door?
Give me 1 second. I gotta describe this first.
I have a cleric.
The two faces.
What a 1 on religion.
So descending. So
he's
you
like,
guys,
I believe in the book and never read.
You guys don't see it until it like descends, but between him and the door descends a. Oh shoot! I lost it. A ghostly, floating, disembodied, armored hand with an eyeball on the back, and it seems to be a much larger hand than an average human. But it just kind of descends. You don't see it until it like pops up, just descending between him and the door.
Martin, behind you.
I'm back.
Yeah. So at this point, it like looks at you with its eyeball in the back of its hand, and it says,
Strange thing to say.
It's trying to speak to you, but you don't understand what it says.
He uses it's very specific language.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Martin.
Martin, you have been invited to be tested. To see if you are worthy of patronage. If you wish to become a seeker of justice and vengeance, then you must meet me at my palace. And then it turns around and looks at you as well and says, all those who seek the path of justice and vengeance, revenge, are welcome to seek patronage as well.
What if we're just mildly curious about it? Generally different, but it does sound interesting.
All are invited to come and see.
It sounds very suspicious to me.
Sounds kind of suspicious to me.
Can I make a religion check to see if
Sure,
he's...
make your religion.
Yeah. 16.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you would recognize the symbol.
The symbol on the door?
On the door. And possibly the floating spectral hand, because that is a avatar of this particular being. But it would be that of the god Hoar, I think it's pronounced. Yes, Hoar, the god of vengeance and justice.
If you guys remember, there were a few times when I made reference to the wounded one. That is Hoar.
So, you're a big fan. Are you wanting to go in, Martin?
Yes. I seek patronage.
I don't necessarily seek patronage, but I do like a good revenge story. And I don't think it's good, just in case, I don't want you to go in alone.
I want to see what this is about.
Okay. The hand, again, it speaks in your minds. It whispers, "Follow me," and it starts leading away from the door into this plane.
Yeah, go on in.
I'll follow.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Is anyone staying behind?
Where is
Nope.
it?
All right.
Drag Howard along.
Howard's like, "Yeah, no, I gotta get this from my book."
Oh, that's what it is. Danby. Danby was the plane I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Because sounds like you're using the Faerun planar setup.
Yes, yes, the old style. We're going way back here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
The closest that of White Clouds would recognize that this would be similar to Danby.
Yeah.
Did you know that Danby, the plane of Danby, is considered the plane of the perfect order?
Okay. So,
Yes.
you guys walk for quite a ways along this, grass plain, and you get to what appears more of an edge. You see that there is an edge to it, and looking at it, you actually realize that that you are standing upon is a ginormous cog, which is slowly rotating, and that's why you get the sense of motion. However, sitting on one of the teeth of this giant cog appears to be a palace. Let's see, and there's a description for it. Constructed of elegant, frosted, cold marble and spacious halls. Standing before it, though, it has been tastefully decorated with the heads of mortals on pikes.
Oh.
So you see various skulls and heads on pikes.
Is the door open?
It is.
Fine.
All right.
And following as I expound upon Danby and its uses. And while this one is much more mechanical, Danby is frequently when you find
What do we see inside?
What you see inside is a great hall, and at the end of the hall is a throne
In mechanical realm.
and a ginormous
Summoned
man.
by
Hold on. Hello?
This
Or
is.
the god of vengeance.
Can you see if you can get a ride home?
This is all inside of our heads. We're actually unconscious inside of the
Yeah, see if you can get a ride home, okay? Alright, love you. Bye-bye.
Did we?
Yeah.
So
We were trying to get inside the city, but the sun had set and a magical barrier had gone up, so we were camping for the night. And then this door just appeared out of nowhere.
I opened the door because it had the symbol of Hoar on it,
oh.
and now we're here at a palace of the deity.
It's in the dimension which is considered the most neutral. It's true. In the Faerun planar constellation.
Okay.
But yes, there is a giant man sitting on a throne in front of you. And,
Does he have scars and wounds on him?
he does.
I fall to my knees.
Okay. Let's see.
More out of respect than out of worship, I will also not quite as eagerly as Martin seems to be, but I'll bow.
Do a little
Taking
bow.
notes.
He says, Martin. Martin. I believe you may be worthy of the path of vengeance. However, you must pass my tests to see if you are truly worthy.
Name your test, O wounded one. I shall prove myself.
Let us begin. And your companions may join you, for you will always be influenced by those around you. And with that, all vision fuzzes and disappears. And you guys find yourselves within a bedroom. A very nice bedroom.
Is the challenge to take a nap? I'm actually very good at those.
You can see that there is a couple of oil lamps kind of lighting. You see, various accoutrements of, just it's the bedroom. A fairly nice bed, lays at the, far side of the room. And you see, laying on the bed is a, an older man who he doesn't have a shirt on. You can see that he has a lot of scars as well as tattoos. Short hair. You can tell that he was a man of strength. However, he's kind of let himself go. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, these days. Where you can tell, he had been muscular at one point, but kind of fallen off.
Age has gotten the better of him.
Yeah. So that's what he looks like, and he has a fairly, he has a much younger woman also laying there, just snuggled up to him. They're both asleep. At this point, the disembodied armored hand kind of fuzzes into view and explains that this man was once a prized war hero. Due to his accomplishments in battle, he's gained much fame among men and wealth, as well as prestige. However, the toll of battle has caused him to become a drunkard. In order to cope with the fighting that he has done for the majority of his life, he has come into the tendency to drink most nights. The reason this is important is because a few months ago, he was found having stabbed another man to death in a drunken rage. But due to his prestige and his history as a war hero, he has been acquitted of his crimes in a criminal court and set free.
Mm-hmm.
And the hand, it turns to Martin here. He says, "What do you think should be done with this man?"
Was the man he stabbed killed without reason?
He was. He was a follower of mine, as a matter of fact.
I believe it would be most fit for this man to meet the same end as the innocent he slaughtered.
Well, that doesn't seem just at all.
At this point, a fairly nice dagger appears in your hand. And you get the sense that this is the very same dagger that he used to stab the man.
Okay. I'm going to take the dagger and I'm going to...
Okay, hold on, Martin, hold on.
It could be as simple as that, but there could be more to this.
Well, no, like I believe since we are dealing with a deity of sorts, yes, we're dealing with a deity of sorts.
Sorry, what was that, Emily?
Oh, nothing.
She wants the brain.
You want the brain when he's done with him.
Yes, that's all we know.
I know that I'm pretty impulsive, but you should wait to see what happens before you start stealing things.
That sounds like, don't wait, I'm hungry.
I'm going to do what I usually do and ignore stab him out of his sleep.
Alright, you go and you stab him. With a surprise attack. In fact, he's getting a little older. I'll just say it's an instant kill. Blood splurts from his jugular where he stabbed him, spraying all across the woman that is in the bed, who wakes up to see the scene and begins screaming. You can see her face and the upset and the pain within her eyes. And the vision fades, and the hand says, "You have passed the first test." Alrighty.
Well, wait. I'm just saying that when it comes to deities that just pop around murdering people,
I don't know if that even was real. It might have been, but...
Well, like, I usually shy away from deities, except for one, Hail Fred.
Hail Fred?
He bears gifts.
Hail Fred.
For my dad.
Thanks.
One, take these two.
Okay.
It's a joke from
These two and a Rice Krispie and these two cookies.
Here, they had them the other
That door is open. That is just inviting that cold air to draft through.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Want me to close it?
You can shut it if you need.
I mean, are people... It's not just me in here.
I'm fine.
You want one?
And it was just when they opened the door and suddenly it was...
I can either open it or close it. It's not a big deal at all.
Oh, no. Cookie fail.
Hold on a second.
Well, I'm just saying that as far as deities are concerned,
Does
to have
anyone
people
else
just
want
hopping around murdering people, it's a bit of questionable as far as
Do
deities
you want
go.
one?
I mean, are you sure? Thank you. Are you saying that your ability to decide what is just is greater than that of a deity who has deemed this man
I would.
to deserve death?
Thank you, Aiden.
As a matter of justice, is how it appeared to be presented.
Well, if we're talking about deities that kill people, Groomsh, god of the orcs, he kills people because he likes the sound of entrails hitting the ground.
Sure, I know that
It
there
is
are
a
evil
rather
beings
nice
out
sound.
there. What I'm saying is this was presented as a form of justice, and who are we to decide?
Hoar in particular endeavors to see that those who are deserving of death meet their ends in ironic ways.
All right. The second test appears before you as you find yourselves whisked away to a far-off land of sand and beaten dunes and stone buildings. Nestled within the stone buildings, you find yourselves within a colorful market. People in turbans and shawls are selling their wares, fruit, items. You notice here that there is a lot of halflings, and you see that walking through the crowd is actually a halfling riding a velociraptor.
Aha! The Delentia Plains?
I mean, you're open to talk to people. But yes, you find yourselves within this, bazaar.
Right dinosaurs.
That's awesome.
And you hear a kerfluffle. Further down the street, you hear some yelling and some upset voices. If you wish to investigate, you can.
Let's investigate the voices.
Yeah.
Am I covered in blood?
No, the blood is whisked away with the vision.
Probably helpful.
So yeah, you kind of muscle your way through the crowd, which is gathered. And what you see before you is a larger man with a paunch. He's decked out in fancy shawls and robes. His chest is bare, and he's got like these fancy buttons, and he's got a turban on his head. But he's holding down what appears to be a street urchin. And this street urchin has seen better days. He's almost skeletal. Looks like he's been beaten half to death, for most of his life. He's got disfigurements. But the man is holding the street urchin down to the ground and complaining about how the street urchins are just allowed to run free like vermin, and that they've stolen from his stall for the last time.
I don't know if I'm overstepping, but this will trigger a very personal reaction from me.
Hey, I mean, you're in the
You're allowed to do
And
things.
I will cast Dissonant Whispers on this man.
Dissonant whispers. What does that do?
Because in the fleet, it's been his
He
signature
will
spell.
hear a whisper that I will whisper, and only he can hear it. For this case, I will read the description because I want the power of this. Don't appreciate his treatment of the urchin. Not skills. Spells. Dissonant Whispers. You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. The creature doesn't move into obvious danger ground. On a successful save, target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away.
Okay, I'll make him roll. Oh wow. He actually rolled really well.
Okay.
So roll the damage.
Takes half on the pass.
Yeah, but I'm above a 13, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So that is 12, so 6.
Okay.
So it still hurts him.
Yeah.
And he just
So he's gonna cry out, and he says, what did you do to me, you little urchin?" He's blaming it on the urchin.
What he would have heard was, "Let the urchin be." Yeah.
Well, this is a deeply
So like a
religious
child, I probably wouldn't say urchin.
and superstitious man. He believes that the urchin has cast some sort of djinn upon him at this point. He says, for what you've done in stealing, and for whatever you are trying to do with my mind, I will see you punished. The law of this land declares that thieves lose their hand, and so, if anyone in this crowd has a blade, let them come forth and remove the hand so that justice may be done.
I'll step forward with my blades.
I'll step forward, and I would like to make a shove.
I'll say, let's see, before anything happens, a scimitar appears in both of your hands. A large curved scimitar sword.
Okay.
Who declared they were doing something first?
You did.
Okay.
So I will go up as though I'm going to cut off the urchin's hands.
I don't suppose the Code of Galifar is still in effect here?
Let's keep going.
And then I'm going to strike the guy instead.
Oh, okay.
You said in both hands? Or just one?
Well, one in each of your hands.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'm gonna swipe at him twice then.
Okay, yeah, you go and you remove his head from his shoulders. A spray of blood fountains out into the air.
Oh, that was easier than I expected.
No need to roll for attack.
No,
briefly
he was
ran.
just a simple, commoner. He's dead. What?
And then I'm gonna turn to you and
I
I'm say,
briefly ran.
sorry, Martin, I know this is your
And I run away.
trial.
Okay.
I'm not very fond of that man.
She
You know him?
More of the type of man and what he was doing.
Did you guys hear? She ran off. She ran up and took the head.
Stuffed it into her lunch pail.
Saving it for later. The vision dissolves.
I would have stepped forward, but he beat me to it. So I was stepping forward as he did that.
Got it. The vision dissolves, and the hand again once whispers into your mind and says, "This test has been passed." And I may say,
I have some big objections to how the grading system to your test.
and the voice says, "I personally want to say that I appreciate the vengeance that was dealt on your behalf." And at this point, the third vision appears. Before it appears, it says, I am the god of justice. However, vengeance, especially personal vengeance, always takes precedence. The law of the land must be respected, but it is not a final rule, and will always be superseded by revenge. Alright, and then the next vision
I don't
appears.
think that's a good way to run religion.
What about personal philosophy?
Also, I don't think it's healthy.
You guys find yourselves within a small, dingy living room.
On that degree before.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a front door. You go in, it's like a living room. A small set of stairs leads up where you can hear a man and a child speaking.
I say we listen to see what they're saying.
Okay. The
Before
voice.
I go into the history of the Talentria Plains.
The voice is speaking with soft, comforting tones, telling the child that he was able to bring home some medicine, and that for the next few nights things will be okay. That the medicine will get him through this, and allow him to overcome the pain that affects him. The child is grateful, and I'll say that it's a small girl's voice, and says that she hopes that her dad won't have to leave her again, and that she's sorry that she's always so sick and that he has to work so hard to afford the medicine.
I'd like to knock on the door softly.
You go up there. So you go up there. You up the stairs and you see you knock on the door, and a man who looks kind of confused opens up the door. You recognize this man. It is not the slaver that enslaved you, but his assistant.
Oh, okay.
Is standing there, looking at you.
That died.
Worse.
No, he had two assistants.
The one that lived.
It was what was the name? What's his name?
Gregor. The other two.
Gregor, Fife, and Grimble.
Yep, that's right.
I think we killed Grimble, and this is 5.
Yeah, so this is Fife. So yeah, he looks at you with surprise at first, and then recognition, and then acceptance. And he says, "I knew the day would come where my deeds would catch up to me. Please, let us talk downstairs." And he says, "Daughter, everything will be just fine." And he shuts the door.
Before he does that, I'm gonna sneak over and do healing word on his daughter.
Okay.
You don't even have to go anywhere. This healing word, it's got distance.
Oh yeah, that too.
You hear a kind of a sigh of relief upstairs.
And before he closes the door, I would also like to do something with the girl.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Depending on what he
murder
does.
her.
Depending on.
Depending on what
he
child.
does.
You restored HP.
Yes.
Healing word doesn't cure disease.
Well,
He goes to close the door. I'll stop it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Don't go anywhere." I'm gonna go to his daughter, and I will expend 5 points from lay on hands, which does cure diseases.
Okay. So I'm going to say that this child has essentially a rare form of Lou Gehrig's disease, where her arms and legs are deformed, and they just didn't grow right, and obviously causes her much pain. But with this spell, I'll say that her extremities they re-knit and straighten, and the child is ecstatic. She says, "It's a miracle, Papa! Look, Father, come over here and see." And Fife, he'll burst back into the room and worried for his daughter, obviously, and say, it is a miracle." He's just at a loss for words. He says, "Thank you. I would not have expected this from you. Please, let us go downstairs and speak." And so, yeah, he goes back downstairs.
Okay, I'll go with him.
Okay. Let's see, what did she say? He says, "I have to say, I didn't imagine mercy from you, considering what me and the boss did to you and yours. I was expecting that you were here to kill me."
Mercy to your daughter does not imply mercy toward you. She is an innocent who's done no wrong and does not stand in the way of my cause.
Alright, if he pulls his weapon, I would like to do something.
Okay. The man looks at you. His joy from the healing kind of melts into sadness, but also resolve. He says, "I understand. I like I said, I knew this day would come back for me eventually because of my deeds. However, I only ask that, with a strange demonstration of mercy, would you please make sure that my daughter is cared for? You see, the only reason I came into this nasty business was to pay for her medicine. Otherwise, I would not have sold slaves and captured them otherwise."
Can I interject? I would like to point out that while what they did was uncouth, they did not take our lives. I find that I have a different taste when it comes to personal vengeance than I do in protecting others, as we did a moment ago. And I would propose that if I feel very differently about this man than I do about Gregor. If he could help us to locate
It
Gregor.
turns out Gregor
goes to the soup.
He's just he's a piece of crap. I'll say that right now.
I got that vibe from Gregor. I think that he could. I don't know. To me, that could redeem what he has done. But that's not. That's. I can only speak for myself, Marvin. I can't speak for you.
Yes.
And I know that this is your.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would fulfill a greater personal vengeance, or if that will not. If it will impede your personal journey here, but I'm just putting those thoughts out there.
Do you all think I was going to kill him?
Well,
you're right. Just kidding.
Given your track record,
Give it to him.
Definitely saw it as on the table.
Well, the truth is, my quest for vengeance is more a weight of responsibility on my shoulders. When I was just a child, my hometown, my family, and all my friends were murdered, and not just murdered, but enslaved by a creature that turned them into undead. I wasn't strong enough then, and it's my goal in life to become strong enough to see that that sort of evil does not occur to other innocents. Now, I've made a lot of hard choices in my life, and when it comes to taking a life, will the taking of the life prevent more evil in the future? Or will the sparing of that life result in sparing the lives of those who would do more evil? I've got to refine that somehow. But those are basically my rules, my personal credo. And in this case, Fife. Your death would not result in less evil in the world. I believe your death would result in more callousness and more uncaring. And at the moment, I look at him, I give him a hard look.
Kind of cringes away from your scarred eyelids.
At the moment, you're not standing between me and my quest. And you living doesn't impede that, and it doesn't result in more evil. And so your daughter can have a caretaker. She will be cared for, because you will continue to do it.
He kneels down and he says, thank you. I promise I will no longer deal in such an evil and awful business. With my daughter healed, I can become a good man again.
You'd better. Because if you come between me and fulfilling my goal, more innocent people than you have met their ends for doing so.
Okay. And at this point, the vision fades away, and you are once again floating within the white mist of the plain. The hand appears and speaks again to your mind, and says, "This test was neither passed nor failed. I will accept your decision in this. There is wisdom in knowing when to deal vengeance and when not to. For often in the dealing of vengeance, a new vengeance is created. And so you must be wise in administering justice." And then the vision fades. And a new one appears. Except for in this vision, all you see is yourselves. And you are alone. Each individual is alone, and the disjointed hand is there, and it says, "The final test is that of self." At this point, the vision changes, and all of you individually begin to see your lives in the past. All of your deeds, all of the good and the bad that you've done.
Does anybody see clouds of deeds?
Or we each see our.
I'll say you each see your own.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
We don't really.
No, clouds indifferent, so there might be some judgment if somebody else saw it.
That's fair. I probably would feel the same way.
He's okay with it.
So, I mean, mainly this one is for Cordell, but I mean, we can involve everyone else too.
No. Let's keep going, Cordell, please.
You know, your guys' visions, they're not too important as long as you haven't done anything like crazy, like evil or vengeful in your past.
Do you not remember?
I think I remember what you did. We'll address that. First, we'll go with him. So, Cordell, in your vision, I mean, we can keep it private if you want, but if you want to share what you see, you can. Otherwise, I'll just say what he thinks of your past.
Let's see. Well, I kind of described the destruction of my village. A huge horned creature followed by hordes of undead, razing the buildings, murdering the people, and making them rise again to join his hordes. I only survived because, I don't know, my mom dropped me down a dry well or something. Some way that I survived. A couple days pass and orc raiders come through, scavenging what's left. They find me. Rather than kill me, they bring me with them. Bring me to the orc shaman, where they make arrangements that I be raised by the tribe. Then quickly flashing through me being raised by orcs, eating at their tables, hunting. Mostly good memories. There's a lot of beatings, a lot of physical exercising, and becoming a warrior. But probably the part most impactful, orcs, me among them in my armor, hiding the fact that I am not an orc, riding into a village and cutting down sentries and driving away women and children into the hills. I'm just seeing these things.
Yeah, pretty much like a big screen TV flashing.
Just for him, though. We're not.
Yeah, I mean, you're all seeing your own individual past.
Can we see each other?
No.
These are specific.
This is an individual
Just
thing.
to clarify, these are like vengeance-focused things, or just general regret?
I mean, you see most of your life, but the key is if you've done something that others would be vengeful against you for, those are the main focus.
Yeah, Cloud's gonna be like, I don't know why I want to feel bad about it.
So at this point, the disembodied hand appears before you, Cordell, Martin, and says, again, the final test is that of self. In seeking vengeance and violence, you have brought a path of vengeance upon others, for oftentimes vengeance breeds more vengeance. In order to become my true follower, you must accept that vengeance when the day comes. You must swear an oath that when the time comes for justice to be met upon you, you will accept it. None of my followers live to be of an old age. Do you swear it?
I swear it. But on my honor, I shall not meet a willing end until the last bitter dregs of my revenge have been drained.
A deal has been made, and then the hand goes to shake your hand. Glorious power surges through your entire body, and you're
I
knocked.
still have plenty of objections to this whole.
You're knocked out of the plane, through the door, and onto the flat of your back. He's also going to offer the same pact to you as well.
I appreciate the journey that this night has brought, and it was very insightful, and I've learned a lot about myself in this. I do not think that the path of vengeance is the path that I seek to walk.
Understood. And then the vision fades, and you find all of yourselves back at the camp, as if nothing ever happened.
Well, that was incredibly interesting. I still have lots of problems with this deity's understanding of justice. I certainly wouldn't find myself a worshiper of his.
I feel the same way about myself. I've never been really had to deal much with. It's been a long time since I've had to deal with anything that was nearing truly moral, significantly moral consequences.
Would you like me to go into the moral consequences of your actions today?
Cloud, I would be delighted to hear your perspective on these things.
4 hours later. Well,
Yes.
um,
Martin falls down to his hands and knees. He takes his helmet off. You guys see that he's actually shaking, and there are tears going down his cheeks.
you feel a very slight remnant of that magical deific energy that soared through you. You also realize that you have something in your pocket. If you're willing to look at it.
New glaive.
Yeah.
Is
Now he
that
has
two?
Now he has two tiny weapons. That
You see before you a coin with two faces.
Just like the one I already have?
Do you already have one?
Yep. I did. Yeah.
I looked at it once.
Well, now you have another one.
This one.
But
Prettier.
Better.
as you look at it,
Magical.
a pole starts emerging from the bottom. And the coin keeps going higher and higher. And an entire glaive falls out of this coin. You now have a absolutely beautiful glaive.
Yay. I like glaives.
Now, is the coin, the faces on the coin, these are the faces of this deity being?
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Martin,
It's his avatar.
do we see this happen? Do we see the?
Sure.
Oh, look, you got it back.
This is not the same weapon.
Oh, you got a new one.
Is it magical?
Martin,
You know, I will say it's magical. It's +1 glaive. Woo!
would you consider parting with your other coin?
Yes.
This night has left me things to think on.
I thought our discussion was what left you. Well, I guess it was part of the night. So
Did any time pass?
I'll say that, yes.
I'm gonna say this.
You guys all feel well rested.
You can have my you can have my mundane one.
Yes, you all feel well rested, and the morning sun peeks over the horizon, and the shield wall goes up and disappears.
Just so we're clear, did we just level up?
Yeah, you guys level up.
And I guess long rest.
Yep, long rest, level up. What are you guys now? Level
3.
3, yeah.
That's where things are a little safer.
Yes.
Not for me, but still.
Vengeance! Hoar has accepted my oath of vengeance.
He has. He has accepted. Yeah, we don't need this map no more.
You need to get 2 more spells.
If I had accepted, would I have taken a class in Paladin? Is that what that would have been?
You know, I was gonna offer that, or that you gain a couple of special like abilities. So, what?
Per HP, do we do average or take highest or?
Just do the average or
Yeah, I think
roll
we
for it.
decided to do average or roll.
I like average. It's easy. But if you feel like tempting the gods, then you're open to roll for it.
Okay, I got 2 more spells.
Oh, it's only 8:19. Wow, I feel like we packed.
We packed a lot into this
And
session.
Yeah, well, but yeah, so I felt like it was like way longer than it's been. I hadn't even looked at the time.
Like I
until
said,
now.
the intense moral quandaries.
No, I love that.
I refined my ideal. It's taking a life should reduce the evil in the world or remove an obstruction to its destruction.
So I'll say that, we'll take it a little easier from now. If you guys want to just kind of mess around in the city, seek whatever you want to seek, we can go with that.
I would like to talk to everyone around the campfire.
Yep, I feel like this is a chit chat a little bit.
We'll probably get into the beginning of another encounter.
You have known me since we appeared on that beach, but I was raised by a harsh and, to be frank, a militant people. I was raised by the great orcs of the mountains of Faerun, and in my life, I have helped them in their raids to conquer lands so that they can breed and grow. And in the name of conquest, I slaughtered innocents. Now, because of my upbringing, I have become a warrior, and I do not shy away from the shedding of blood. But I do regret the lives of the innocents that I've taken. However, even the most innocent, if they are an obstruction to my goal of destroying evil, then they are an obstruction that must be removed by force if necessary. That is an oath that I have sworn, and I will uphold it.
I'm getting away your vengeance. But yeah.
Well, I have objections.
Sure. I feel that I think we know each other well enough now that I feel that I should explain myself this evening as well. I grew up on the streets when I was younger, and seeing that man, the way he was treating that child, struck a personal chord with me, where I kind of fell in with a crew for a while, and was kind of being put through some initiation challenges, and the job went wrong, and an inn got set on fire. My life basically was over at that point, but a very generous man, actually the man that it turns out we were trying to steal from, he had some valuable equipment stored at an inn, and I got caught during that fiasco, and he took me in, paid my debt, and is basically the only true friend I had before coming here, before knowing y'all. I have been very aloof otherwise, but this man, he has taught me the skills that you guys probably have noticed that I have with a little bit with arcane abilities and also with music and entertainment. My passion for entertaining came from this man. And he taught me, he tried not to get me too involved in his personal business dealings, but he was a man who took action against people that he felt deserved to be checked, more or less. That he didn't agree with what they were doing, and then to some degree he did teach me how to do similar things if I felt the desire to do so. And when I don't know, ever since coming here, I've felt a little bit
frustrated with the situation. I had a pretty good life back in my world, and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about some of these things. But I certainly felt that man deserved what he got. So you can question a lot of the decisions I make, but you can question that one. You can question that one, but
yes, definitely.
know that I don't feel any regret about that.
Okay.
No regrets.
Well, I question every decision that is made, and I very much question your deity. I don't think that's a good deity to be worshipping, but
Each their own.
yeah, I guess so.
Every man has reasons for what he does. We saw Fife and his reasons for what he did. We saw, each of us saw our pasts and the things that we've regretted.
I don't regret anything.
Insight check.
Anyone who wants it.
Oh yeah, we're rolling.
Yeah, 2.
Oh man, that was so close to good. Insight is wisdom, right? Oh, I guess I should actually look at
20.
20. There's a little regret there.
Obviously.
It's still 9. It's not great, not terrible.
Let me try my thing.
Every man has his reasons for what he does.
That's a 4. So hold on, let me see my deception check just to see who made it. Okay, if you beat a 6.
You know something's wrong.
Yeah, there's something he regrets.
I kind of suspect it. She knows you're full of it.
I knew from the first
I
start.
continue on without noticing.
Oh,
I got a 2.
What a sweet innocent man.
Yeah. Like I said,
Just ignore him as he always
every
does.
man has his reasons for doing what he does. Even the street urchin in that scenario stole for his own survival. And that is a cause that cannot be impugned. The man calling for punishment, I suppose it could be argued that the street urchin's actions obstructed his cause, which was to earn money. But
It seemed to me that he relished what he was doing.
Yes, well, but were you the one? Were you the appropriate force to lead out that justice? Like one has to assume that perhaps this man this very morning discovered that his store has been recently and frequently ransacked, causing him to bubble over in a fit of rage towards the one person he has been able to catch. Should he have been condemned for that one moment?
I'm going to look at the coin that you gave me, and I'm going to say, well, maybe vengeance will find me.
See, that is the problem. Take the warlord, the war hero.
Vengeance breeds vengeance.
Take the war hero that was slain in his bed. I'm just saying, as far as vengeance is concerned, one would hope that at least the drunkard had a fighting chance. He was not with his, I assume, spouse. Not sure. See, didn't take time to investigate. Did he have kids? Are they now orphaned? What about the pension that he may have or may not have been receiving? Has that now been revoked?
I assume he made an oath, same as I.
Maybe, but you don't know. That's why when we go to these gods and assume they've already done the investigation, that does not square with me.
Yes.
Believe what you will, puffy white clouds, but the death of that man has brought me closer to my goal.
Well,
and has made me stronger and brought me more powerful allies.
Well, that I 100% agree with you. Because generally, well, I disagree with the vengeance. Yeah, choices are choices. So, you continue to support my theory that you are a person who makes bad choices.
And Krishna, you must think that we're monsters.
I'm not a monster.
You must think me a monster.
You're a druid his alignment of good.
A shepherd druid who protects the defenseless animals of the forest.
Oh, so dear, one more guy means less meat being consumed, so therefore
Yeah, depending on how you play druid, I mean, she could be totally okay with it. Dog eat dog world.
Krishna, in our time traveling together, you've been very quiet, but I do consider you a companion and ally. I would not have you think me an unfeeling, murderous monster. Even as in nature, small innocent animals must die for the cause of sustaining other animals.
You hear an eek coming from her bag.
Your spider.
Oh, for the record, that was my idea in the mind about the door. I was like, what if the spider touches
Burn to the mind.
In any case, Krishna, I would have you know that I do not relish in the murder of innocents. I do not take pleasure in their deaths. However, just as a predator must feed on the weak and innocent, sometimes sacrifices must be made to further one's own ends. You have my word that I will not needlessly slay innocents.
Unless they're in his way.
Then they would be obstructing the hunt of evil.
Exactly.
In such situations, death is not the first option.
Unless it has to be.
Unless it has
As
to be.
decided by...
Him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see the moral quandary. But alas, I can go into exactly the kind of atrocities that were done during the last war, and the kinds of people that justified those actions. Now,
Talk well into the morning.
Clouds, if you are comparing me to the kind of men that I think you're comparing me to,
no. You're not a war criminal.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, if that's what you're implying.
No, war criminals would have participated in the murder of countless, maybe millions, and you certainly didn't do that.
For the record, Puffy White Clouds, I do have qualms about my path that I've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel guilt, and I do regret the deaths around me. But my qualms won't get in the way of my cause.
Yeah, I get that.
I will gladly bear that burden if I can achieve my goal.
I find that I feel remorse after the moment has passed. But I don't feel those inhibitions in the moment, you know?
That is usually what leads a person to make bad decisions. So, it's obviously a thing you would suffer.
If I can't fault your decision, Vance, however, I do feel like in the moment his death was...
Hasty?
Hasty, yes. Needful? Maybe not.
I concede both of those points.
I was going to shove him off of the boy and then stand between them. And if he insisted on continuing...
Well, now that's very disappointing. I was totally thinking you were going to kill him.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was going to shove him and then stand between them and kill him if he insisted on making trouble.
He was a war criminal. Not you.
No.
The other guy.
The child?
No. The one that you murdered.
Sure.
I mean, I've took...
Because I believe we were in the Talentia Plains. And
You were in the Talenta Plains. You would have recognized it if you've been there.
yes.
Or studied it, or...
Yeah, studied it.
So, as far as Fife goes, ordinary foes might win my mercy, but my sworn enemies do not.
There you go.
Speaking of sworn enemies, you know that one of them may be within the city.
Yeah, I did want to find out if you knew where Greg
Yeah, we
was
should find Gregory.
yeah.
I'm very curious.
Are
to
we
see how
going
that
to
goes.
have any more personal story?
Role-playing.
Yeah, the only
You
one
wanna
that
tell
caught
us about
Puffy White Clouds in a lie. She's like,
No, I knew. Or at least I suspected you were lying because you rolled so lowly.
Exactly.
Howard pipes up and he just says, I appreciate this. My stories are going to be so good after this. You guys are giving me so much inspiration. I really appreciate it.
Yes, Howard Phillip. Glad to be your companions.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you for taking me along with you. I know I'm just an author, but the stories I'll tell.
Krishna, would you consent to continue with us? Even though you may disagree with the path some of us have chosen.
More like all of you, but yeah.
What? I have chosen no such path. I'm just more interested in how it goes.
You're more talkative than I like.
Next one.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't mind certain things, but it gets to the point where you just need to not.
Okay, you give me a like thumbs down or something.
A double twitch of the left ear.
A little shake of the whiskers.
And why, Krishna? That's the most I've heard you speak.
Yeah, I would have to talk to her. So
Well, it's hard to get in room.
well,
yes. Not that I don't like hearing your stories.
Is your home like the mechanical plane?
What?
Your home. Well, I wouldn't know it was the mechanical plane. That place we just left.
The giant cog.
Is that what your home is like?
No. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of trees there. And by a lot, I mean there was no trees there.
Definitely
The
more
Feywild or
trees.
mechanical
The
plane?
mechanical plane.
Lots more trees, lots more danger.
Well, if we are going on a search for Gregory,
Yeah, let's do it.
To the city.
On the hunt.
All right, you guys follow along the city wall. You actually notice there is a lot of
Is this the next day?
So
Long rest?
yeah, you guys awoke long rested. The vision essentially took place in your sleep.
Ah, okay.
And by in your sleep, I mean you think it took place in your
I
sleep.
would like to
We feel rested.
get in
Yes.
contact with the local authorities.
Okay. So you head towards the city gate. You actually, it's interesting. There is a
I have
lot
a
of
picture.
servants and workers who are like collecting wood and various crafting equipment. You notice that there is a line in the ground where the shield had pierced the ground, and you see that the workers had used this to chop wood and other crafting materials. Where the line where the shield met the ground, it cleaves it right in two. So people make use of it.
Wait, what shield?
The giant blue dome that covered the city.
Oh, okay.
They use that for chopping wood.
That's quite
Every
ingenious.
That's really
You just go put
creative.
out wood.
So, it's just something you notice. You go into the city. It's bustling. Again, the architecture is fairly Gothic, kind of old. You see that there are there's definitely classes here. You see wealthy. You see middle class. People hawking wares, and you see that there are very poor or servants and or slaves. Just going about business. It's a thriving city. You see, a few people leave the city in guarded caravans, heading off to do whatever they're going to do. But yeah, is there anything in particular you want to seek out within the city?
I've got to be there. You?
Yeah. I want to go find some armor
Okay.
that I can actually wear.
Perfect. So,
Half plate is what you're looking for.
hold on. I've got
I need
a
to write things down.
table for such things.
I've got a really cool idea in my mind right now. That I do not want to do.
Supplies.
I finally figured out what to do with my wooden walking.
There you go.
If I can.
All right, so you kind of follow the sound of the peal of hammer on anvil, and you eventually find yourself walking into a shop with a smithy attached,
and you see various weapons and armor hanging from the the shop. When you enter the shop, a bell rings, and a short, red-haired dwarf comes from around the side of the shop where you've been working. Is what can I do you for?
Hey, I'd like to buy some half plate armor.
Right.